Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video tutorial, we will implement authentication check on routing, logout and change password function. Let's start with the authentication checking. I open the customer action file and create another action. It's called customer auth. Call request axios dot get, then customer auth config dot then respond, then we return the response dot data and then catch the error. We will return error respond dot data and finally return type customer auth and payload is the request. And for the config here, we will get the token from our local storage. Con token local storage get item, that will be customer token, and then config headers, that would be authentication bearer token, and then I will return customer auth. I save the file and open the customer reducer file, and I also import customer auth and add another case customer auth. We will return auth action dot payload. Save the file here, and then I have to create a component to check the authentication. So I will put it here. I will put it in the src folder, name auth, and in this file I will import use customer from action, customer action, and then rfce. This component will receive three properties. The first one is we check whether it is an authentication route. It means that we need to log in. I call it auth route. And the second one is redirect redirector, and final is churn. I also import use dispatch and use selector from redux, React Redux. And I also import use navigate from React Router DOM. And then I will select the state customer authentication. I will use selector and I select this state customer auth, and then customer auth action from use customer, and then dispatch equal u dispatch, and navigate use navigate. And I also import use effect from React, and in use effect I will dispatch the authentication action. So let's dispatch customer auth, then async function respond, if await payload status means the status is false, and if this is the route that require login, we will navigate to redirect to, and we will define it in the routing. Otherwise the authentication status is true, and if this route doesn't require login, we will navigate to redirect to, and dependency will be dispatch and authentication status, and finally we will return the children. Let's save the file, and then I open the app.js file. We have to import the auth component from auth and I scroll down to the routes. For the home page, it doesn't require authentication, so we skip it. The login, this is not an out route, but we need to check the authentication. If the user already logged in and the user navigate to the login screen, we will redirect them to the home page. So I will put login component inside the auth component. Redirect to home page, and then I put the login here. And also for register, we will redirect them to home page. I save the file and let's check here. Rest is not defined. It's a typo mistake. I go back to the browser. Customer auth is not defined in customer actions, so we need to import the customer auth here. And now we can go to the login page. Let's have a look. Cannot read property, undefined, reading off in auth.js file. Typo mistake again. And now, yeah, let's log in. Bill at gmail.com 123456. I log in. So login successfully, but we still in the login page. It's not redirect to the home page. So let's check in the console. Customer auth for offer not found. I think we called the wrong endpoint of. Let's have a look on customer around the backend. Oh, it's the auth user. I copied it and paste here. So let's refresh. Okay. When I click on login or register, it will navigate to the home page. But let's check why. Oh, I think, yeah, link to / no need home. So let's check again. I click home, so we are home page here. And now I will hide the login and the register menu if we already log in. I go back to my code editor and I will import new selector from React Redux, and I will select all state from customer, new selector, stay customer, auth, I will get the full name, cons full name equal of data first name, then of data last name, and I will put here if of status is true, we will return a submenu. K equal account, and we also use icon user outline from design, and inside the submenu we will have menu item. Okay, we have logout, is logout and text is logout in the submenu. But if the off status is false, we have to put two menu item in the fragment, and in the submenu we'll put the title is hi full name, and don't forget to import submenu from menu, and also the user outline icon from undesign icon. I missed the outline, and then I go back to the web browser. If I log in bill@gmail.com 123456, log in successfully, and you see it will redirect to the home page and hide the login and register menu, and we got the logout menu here, so we will implement the logout function. I go back to my code editor and go to customer action. Let's import customer logout, and then we copy this customer off, and let's change to customer logout. Here logout, we also use the config to get the customer token, and here is customer logout, and then return customer logout here. Then save the file and go to customer reducer. I also import customer logout, and then if the action type is customer logout, we will create a boolean variable cons is of action payload status, then return of acclamation is off. And I save the file and go to the after.js file. We will import dispatch and then import customer from action customer action, and here const customer logout from customer, and also using dispatch and then we create a handle logout function. Dispatch customer logout, then respond if respond dot payload dot status. We will clear the customer token in the local storage using local storage dot remove item customer token message success respond payload dot message, and don't forget to import message from undesign. And then let's go to the menu. Here I will call the on click event, and we will put the handle logout function here. We will receive a key from the menu and I will put it here. And if the key is logout, we will call the logout action, and let's change the default selected key. The default selected keys here is home. I go back to my web browser. We already logged in, and I will go to the inspect and click on application, click on local storage, localhost 3000. So we got the token, customer token here. And now if I click on logout, so logout successfully, and we see the login and register menu display, and the customer token in the local storage is removed. And let's continue with the change password function. Go back to my code editor, and in the container folder let's create a new file, change password .js. I type rfce, and let's create the UI for the change password page. To go faster, I will go to the login screen. Let's copy this. And then go to the login page again and copy and change password. Change password. Cons on finish. Values, and let's remove email. We need the old password. Label on password. Please input your own password. The rule is required. We don't need feedback. And then let's copy the password and put here. This is confirm. Sorry, here will be new password. Please input your new password. And this is confirm new password. Please confirm your new password. And we also put the dependency here is password. And let's go to the register page. Let's copy the password match check and we put here, and then scroll down to the bottom. I will remove this link and then save the file. Then I will go back to the app.js file and let's create the menu for change password. Key is change password. We will put the link here, link to change password. And this is the label, change password. We also create the route for change password page. Route path. Change password, and the element will be, we will put it in the authentication check component. Then this is the auth route, so we will put it true. And if the user haven't logged in, so we will redirect to the login page. Then I will put the change password component here. Is automatically import, close the route element, Then I go back to my web browser. Form is not defined, so I will go to the change password page. We need to declare form. Use form. And now I go back to my web browser and I click on login. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's save the password and click on change password. This is the change password page. We need to change the button label to change password. And now we will go to the customer action file and create the change password action, which would be customer change password. I will copy this and paste here. Customer change password. Change password. Customer change password. And then we need the data. We put the data here. This is the body, and we also return customer change password here. This should be put not get method. So I save the file. Then let's go to change password component again. We will import new dispatch from redux and also import new customer from customer action. Then dispatch equal new dispatch. After that, new customer, and we will using the customer change password action, and from the value we will create our data to submit on password. Values on password, new password, value password. And then dispatch this action, customer change password. We put the data here and then respond. If respond payload status is true, we will show the message success. Respond payload message, otherwise message error respond payload message. I format the code and hit save, and let's go back to the web browser. My own password is 123456, and now my new password 1234567. 1234567, and I click on change password. Password has been changed successfully. Let's log out and then log in with our new password. First, let's log in with our own password. I click on login, and we cannot log into the page, but let's bring the error message. I go back to the login here. I don't know why we can get a message. I will check on the inspect console. Status 401 unauthorized. Wrong password. Login failed, but the status is true. So we put the wrong status value in the backend. So let's go back to my code editor and go to the backend. Scrolling down to the login function, and here change the status to false. And now if I log in again with my own password, we got the message wrong password, login failed. But if I log in with my new password, login, so login successfully. We can see the full name here and the change password menu. So we have done the authentication check on routing, the logout and change password function. In the next video, we will continue with the reset password function. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.